Welcome back to Getting Started with FieldJack. So we've created an estimate, contract, approved that, it's now a job, and time and money have been entered on that job. So we're ready to bill the client an invoice. So let's head to invoices in FieldJack. Now FieldJack is very flexible in the way it invoices. If you look over here on the options to create new invoices, I can create a blank invoice, a new invoice from a job, a new invoice from a contract, and I can look at my archives. Over here on the left-hand side, these are invoices that I currently have open. If you've been following along, we've been making a bathroom remodeling, and we have a contract for it. So let's choose this option to make a new contract from invoice. It's going to ask me what contract I have open that I would like to create this invoice from. Let's choose the Johnson bathroom remodel. So here's the contract. And here's my payment schedule. Now, one of the gotchas here is there's no option here to create an invoice. Well, that's because of this right here. This has not been approved. Obviously, you need to make sure your contract is approved and signed off. So let's do that first. Let's approve that contract. Click yes. Click save, rather. And now, look what happens. For these payment items, I can create an invoice. So let's go ahead and do that for the deposit. Now here's one thing that might prove helpful. This is my invoice. It's a good idea to name this deposit and go ahead and save. Now let's email that off to the client. And it will be attached as a PDF, just like the other emails that come from FieldJack. Now the reason we wanted to name that is, look at this. As I head back to home and I look at my invoices, now I can see my current open invoices and I can see clearly that that's the deposit. So now let's say the deposit is completed and we want to add another item from our contract, an invoice rather. Let's go back to new contract from invoice, our Johnson remodel. And now look at this. Under payments, we have a note that this was invoiced. And in fact, we can even click on it and take a look at it. So now we can add our additional invoice. And you might want to call this completion. Save that invoice. Shoot it off to the client as necessary. And now we have a nice and tidy view of them in our looking at our current invoices. Now the other invoice options, for example, making a new job from an invoice, would probably be used when you don't have a contract for a job, because it's going to be invoicing the entire amount or the amount that you specify. So that concludes our tour of FieldJack as far as getting started. If you have any more questions about FieldJack, be sure to click on Help or contact us via support. And thanks for watching.